Welcome, friends, to another exciting episode of A VGM Journey. And I'm your host, The Messenger. The track that we're playing in today's show is Title Theme from the game Bean Dreams, and that was composed by flashygoodness. And before we get into the rest of the music, I just want to have a moment and say thank you to everyone who's been checking out the show. I've been getting a lot of support from everybody, and I've highly appreciated it. This last episode, level 30, is actually pretty close to being the most listened to episode of the show. And I want to say it's been mainly because of Volt Supreme, who's been sharing that episode everywhere. So, Volts, I want to say thank you to you. But enough of the mushy stuff. Let's get right into the music. This next track I have, it's from a somewhat popular game. It's from the game Minecraft. The track is Sweden, and it was composed by C418. That calming track that you just heard, that was Sweden from the game Minecraft, and it was composed by C418. Minecraft is one of those games that I think everyone should try out at least once. And there's a little something for everybody. For me personally, I'm not too into the survival stuff, but there is a creative mode where you have infinite supplies and you could just build whatever the heck you want. And I find that experience super calming, especially with the soundtrack. It's mainly just a lot of just really calm piano playing as you're building your super huge structure like a castle, or what I would do is try to build little towns. And the whole creativeness, I think, is the reason why a lot of people, especially kids, gravitated towards Minecraft. So like I said, I believe there's a little something for everybody, and that it is a game that you should try out at least once. This next track, I'm about to pull a 180, and it also happens to be our request this week. So I got something from Muddle Madness, and he really wants me to play something from Trails of Cold Steel, and that the track that he requested was Taya Link of ARCUS, and it was composed by a lot of composers. So there is Hayato Sonoda, Takahiro Unisuga, Saki Momiyama, Yukihiro Jindo, Toshiharu Okajima, and Noriyuki Kamikura. So let's give this awesome track a listen. That rockin' track that you just heard, that was Taya Link of ARCUS from the game Trails of Cold Steel. And to save myself a mouthful, I'm going to say it was composed by the Falcom sound team. Oh, and this was also requested by Muddle Madness. And he sent me an email saying, "Heyo, messenger. Thought I would send an email this time. Awesome show as always. So I have a request." And he says that it's from Trails of Cold Steel. And he wanted to thank Wild Arms fan for showing him the music. And for Mr. Dan Loughton for giving him the opportunity to play the game. So this is the kind of stuff that I like to hear about, where us VGM fans are able to share our favorite stuff with each other, and us podcasters, we're able to share our love and introduce new music to all kinds of different people. And it's a way of spreading the love, per se. And this track is really awesome too. So I just want to say once again, thank you, Model Madness, for your request. And don't worry, I know you had another song that you wanted on your email, and I will play that on a future episode, so be on a lookout for that. So we're going to bring things down a little bit for this next track, and that I want to play something from Shovel Knight. This is 1,000 Leagues Below, and this track was actually not composed by Jay Kaufman, but it was composed by Manami Matsumae. So let's give this one a listen. that track that you just heard, that was A Thousand Leagues Below from the game Shovel Knight, and that was composed by Manami Matsumae. I absolutely love Jake Kaufman and his music, but it was pretty amazing that they were able to get some tunes from Manami Matsumae for that soundtrack, and it's really good. And I would say that she is best known as the composer of the original Mega Man, and it is pretty amazing stuff as well. And it had me thinking about this conversation that has been going on in the VG Embassy Discord, where various people, including myself, were talking about different Mega Man soundtracks. And all of those soundtracks are pretty good, and I don't even think we would even be talking about it if it wasn't for Manami Matsumae and her work on the original Mega Man, establishing that Mega Man sound. I know it's a little off topic from the Shovel Knight, but I think she is kind of a big deal. And Shovel Knight has its Mega Man influences as well, as you could pick the stages that you want to tackle on, even though it's set up a bit differently than Mega Man because you can't play all the stages right away, but it still gives you that choice, even if it's not as big of a choice as selecting a Mega Man stage. This next track, I think it's a pretty special one. It's from the game Rakuen. The track is Jump, and it was composed by Laura Shigihara.
Underneath the Big Dipper, we gathered stars. We took off both our slippers and sank into the water. Then we swam beneath the bridge. We met a man who sold us what we needed. He gave us directions, and we swim, and we fall. Hold my hand through it all. If we jump into the water, would we swim or would we drown? If we build a set of wings, then could we fly or just fall down? And if you keep talking to me through this darkness, through this night, I'll be alright. Though we were without a map, without a plan, without a destination, we knew where we were going. We put feathers on our backs and climbed so we could see all that below us before we let go. And we fly, and we fall. Hold my hand through it all. If we jump into the water, would we swim or would we drown? If we build a set of wings, then could we fly or just fall down? And if you keep talking to me through this darkness, through this night, I'll be alright. I'll be alright. Be alright. Da 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 da. Would you hold me so I'd never be afraid? As the sky falls down around us now, if you tell me everything will be okay, believe you. You don't have to tell me how. Into the water, would we swim or would we drown? If we build a set of wings, then could we fly or just fall down? And if you keep talking to me through this darkness, through this night, it'll be all right.
That track that you just heard, that was Jump from the game Rakuen, and that was composed by Laura Shigihara. And that's going to just about do it for the show this week. If you like what you've been listening to, give me a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts. And if your friends are looking for something new to listen to, have them check me out on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, whatever podcatching service that you could think of. I'm more than likely going to be on there. You can also email the show at vgmjourney@yahoo.com, and you could also check us out on Twitter at vgmjourney. I also want to say thank you to our requester this week, to Muddle Madness. Your Trails of Cold Steel track was pretty awesome, so thank you for that. And we're going to play out with one more track. I think it's a really good one. This is Happy Parade, Delightful Parade from the game Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars, and it was composed by Yoko Shimomura. Have a good week, everyone.